The morning air was thin and cold as we stood at the foot of the mountain. Clouds drifted low, wrapping the peaks in silver mist. Today was not an ordinary day. It was the day we would step into the unknown. Rumors had spread for years about a hidden cave near the summit, a place said to hold lost relics and forgotten treasures. Many had tried to find it. None had returned with proof. But today, we carried something they didn't, a map. An ancient, hand-drawn map that showed the way to a secret entrance. The climb was long, steep, and dangerous. We carried only what we needed: ropes, flashlights, and hope. Every step felt heavier as we ascended the rocky trail. The forest around us grew quieter the higher we climbed. Even the birds seemed to vanish into the fog. After hours of climbing, we reached a ridge where the wind howled like a warning. There, half hidden by roots and vines, we saw it. A small gap between two massive stones, the entrance, barely wide enough for a person to crawl through. If we hadn't had the map, we never would have found it. The opening was dark, silent, and breathing cold air from within. We stood still for a moment, staring into it. The mountain seemed alive, waiting. One of us whispered, "This is it." We turned on our flashlights. The beams sliced through the darkness, revealing stone walls wet with moisture. Without another word, we crouched and entered. The world outside disappeared instantly. No light, no sound, only the slow drip of water and the echo of our own footsteps. Our lights flickered across the cave walls, revealing narrow passages twisting in every direction. The floor was uneven, slick with mud and ancient dust. Every step we took echoed back 1,000 times. The air smelled of earth and time. The deeper we went, the smaller the tunnel became. Sometimes we had to crawl. Sometimes we had to squeeze through gaps barely large enough for our shoulders. It was like the mountain was testing us, deciding whether to let us through or swallow us whole. We marked the walls with chalk to remember our path. Without that, one wrong turn could trap us forever. This was not a cave. It was a maze. The map in my hand trembled as the light hit it. It showed multiple tunnels ahead, some crossing back into each other. One wrong move, and we'd be lost. We paused often to listen. There were sounds faint, distant, but real. A soft humming, or maybe just the wind moving through cracks in the rock. Sometimes it almost sounded like voices. We pushed deeper anyway. The temperature dropped. Our breath turned to fog in the narrow beams of our flashlights. The silence became heavier, pressing on our ears. Our steps slowed. The path ahead split into 3 tunnels, each vanishing into darkness. The map was unclear. We hesitated. The walls seemed to shift in the dim light, as if the cave itself was alive. We chose the middle passage. It was the narrowest one, and somehow the quietest. We moved in single file, one flashlight guiding the rest. Drips of water hit the floor rhythmically, like a heartbeat. Our flashlights flickered once, then steadied again. We were sweating despite the cold. Every time we stopped, we heard something faint behind us, like a rock falling or a footstep. But when we turned, there was nothing. We pressed on. After what felt like hours, the tunnel opened slightly into a small chamber. We stepped inside, shining our lights across the walls. The stone glistened with moisture and strange mineral patterns. It was beautiful and eerie. On one wall, we saw marks, lines, and symbols carved long ago. They weren't random. They looked like a warning, a spiral leading into a circle, crossed with jagged slashes. We couldn't understand it, but it made us uneasy. The air was thicker here, heavier. Something was humming deep inside the rock. We set down our bags and rested for a moment. One of us whispered, "Do you hear that?" We listened. A faint sound echoed from one of the deeper tunnels ahead. Slow, rhythmic, like something moving. The map showed another chamber beyond this point, but we couldn't tell how far. We looked at each other, unsure whether to continue. The way back was long and winding, but the pull to go forward was stronger. We checked our gear, lights, rope, camera, battery packs. Everything was still working for now. We took a deep breath and stepped into the next tunnel. The air grew colder. The walls seemed to close in around us. Our lights illuminated strange crystals embedded in the stone, reflecting back fragments of gold and red. The sound grew louder. Not water, not wind, something deeper, something alive. Every instinct told us to stop. But curiosity is stronger than fear. We kept moving. Then, the floor began to slope downward. The tunnel widened into darkness that our flashlights couldn't reach. We stood at the edge, hearts racing. A deep sea.
đi được xa quay sâu rộng nha. Nãy thầy chưa đi, không đi nữa nhá.